Okay. Thank you for waiting, everyone. We will be starting this in 5 minutes.
Hello everyone. Feel free to introduce yourself and also you can tell about your background. Hi, Randolph.
Mm.
Yeah, I think we should start now. So, yeah, Rohan, do you want to start?
Yes, yeah. Let me share my screen. Okay. Is my screen visible?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Yeah. Hello, everyone. So this webinar is related to the Turno DBI, which is essential, component of Turno AI. This is to demonstrate you that you can, manage your previous databases, which is very messy, right? And make it useful for an AI agent. Okay. So this will be our agenda. We will be discussing the problem statement. Then we will be looking into what is Turno AI, what is Turno DBI. Then we will be looking into a demo with Turno DBI, and then we can show you that how Turno DBI you can implement in your systems, right? And then we will showing you that how Turno DBI works, and then we can go through the advanced integration, which is integrating TurnoDBI as a plugin in your Django, right? So these are our speakers. This is Sandeep Akode, our CTO. Then we have Naveen Kumar, who have worked on TurnoDBI. And then there's me, Rohan Das from, I worked upon Turno AI multiple components. Okay. Let's start with the problem statement. So the problem statement is that no, the most of the AI agents, LLMs, right? They hallucinate on the large enterprise data, right? And the connection is also not secure with any database because the LLM or agent can see your data, and if you are not giving him the data, but it can also see your schema, right? Also, the hallucination is because of the unclear names of the tables and columns, right? For example, the system generated names like TBL underscore V2, this kind of names often confuse LLM, right? Also, many data lakes do not have the foreign key relationship, right? They miss that foreign key relationship, which makes LLM to struggle to join multiple tables and get the detailed, output. Actually, the raw database schema itself confused the LLMs. And the most important thing is that every company or every database has their business logic in their head, in their among their people that is not documented, right? That is the main problem, that human can do more precise analysis over a database, but LLM can't, right? So to solve this, we have Turno AI, right? So what is Turno AI? Turno AI is your AI data scientist. Basically, it learns and understands your data automatically and also by interacting with you. So when you connect any data source with Turno AI, right? It understands your data schema, understands your data structures, right? And then it describe the tables and columns, do foreign key inference, and do all of those things. Also, when you interact with Turno AI, it eventually understands your data on the go, right? So this is how Turno AI works. Your technical team or non-technical team can query the Turno AI in plain English after adding the data source or the files and MCPs, and Turno AI will process it and then give you the desired response in your desired format, right? So these are the kind of connectors we provide you, that you can connect with MCPs, ERPs, and data warehouses, lakes. Also, we support file formats, and these formats can be anything, right? So for Turno AI, we are using Turno DBI, a middle layer of for connecting the databases. because it provides the intelligent layer between the agent and databases. It is also secured because it do not leak your data or your schema. Also, you can mask your schema as well. All right. And whenever the LLM provides you the SQL query, it sanitize it and securely execute that. And today we are making TurnoDBI public, I mean open source. You can use it in any agent you want. You can visit this link, right, so that you will end up to this repository. So yeah, next we will be moving on to TurnoDBI, and I would like to take this part Naveen, because he worked upon TurnoDBI. Yes, Naveen, now it's up to you.
Hello everyone, this is Naveen. So I will walk you through a very important part of Turno AI, which is Turno DBA. So uh, I will present my screen. Is my screen is visible?
Yeah. Naveen, can
Please.
you introduce yourself first?
Yeah. So uh, my name is Naveen. I am software developer at Turno AI, and I have worked on this part of Turno AI, which is Turno DBA. So yeah, I will walk you through the next part of the presentation. So, TurnoDBI is a secure intelligence layer which sits between AI agent and different data warehouses and different databases. So, one of the key component of TurnoDBI is it will create a virtual schema from your actual database so that AI can query on them, not on your raw database. Also, it will enrich that schema with descriptions and so that LLM can generate accurate SQL. It also control and governs data access for different AI agents, and it will translate LLM generated queries into actual warehouse schema, and at last it will validate and safely execute queries on your data warehouses. So let me walk you through the hands-on on TurnoDBA. So to start, you have to install TurnoDBA. So let's go on the GitHub page of TurnoDBA, and we will follow README file, and then we will set up TurnoDBA in our local. So firstly, we have to install TurnoDBA in our local. So yeah, I've copy pasted the command, which is pip install TurnoDBA. It will install TurnoDBA. Then next command is TurnoDBA start to start the server. And here we can see it will automatically run migrations and create a user with password and username as admin and admin. And it will start our server on this port and on this. So I will copy paste the next query, next command, which is TurnoDBA start. Yeah. So it will started a server on this, and the admin, and we can see here the steps. So we have to open the admin panel and log in with the user ID and password, admin, and then we have to connect our databases to it. And then we can interact with our databases with AI, with any AI agent, which is Cloud Desktop or Cursor, via the MCP of TurnoDBA. So let's open the link of uh, TurnoDBA server. So this is the user ID and password, which is admin. I've already logged in, so it is saved. Now the next step which is written there is to add the data source. So for that we have to go here, data sources, and we have to click on add. When we click on add, then we can give a display name, a little bit description about the database, and then we can select the type of database. Then we can put our connection string of database, and then we can save. After saving, all the table and column which is present in our database, which will came in our uh, in the local database as a as a metadata. So I've already configured these databases in my local. Uh, so we can say we can see the table and column of these databases. So after we add connection string, the metadata will be fetched and it will stored in the table, column, and different part of the databases will be stored in the different tables, in the different tables of this model. So we can see here the tables present in our actual database on which we want to query, and these are the columns of the table, and this is the actual public name and private name, and this is the public name which is stored inside our server. So we can change the public name here whatever we want, and yeah, we can also change the table name of the databases. Next, next part is uh, now we have configured our databases. We have launched our server. Now we want to connect AI agents to the Turno DBI so that we can interact with our database. So for that, we can use any AI agent, and you can also make your own AI agent. The all the examples has been given in the Turno DBI repo. You can take inspiration from there, and yeah. So I will show you how we can connect Turno DBI in the cloud desktop as an example. So for that, let's go back to the readme file, and here we can see uh, we have done till here. Now for configuration, we have to came here to connect our Turno DBI with any AI agent. So for that, you have to install, or you have to you need any AI agent, right? So we already did with the Turno AI. So we are showing you connecting Turno DBI with different with the other AI agents. So we have taken example of Cloud Desktop. So you have to install Cloud Desktop, and then you have to go in the account settings developer option, and you have to paste this configuration file. So for that, yeah, we have to come here, settings, developer, and configuration, edit configuration. When you click on that file, then uh, you have to open it. Yeah. So I have already configured it in my local. So these all things. So you like this is the field which you have to generate using Turno DBI, right? So for that, yeah, you can see here Turno DBI query token and DBI admin token. So these are not given. You have to generate this for your database so that you can query on them. So for that, you have to came back on your server which you have locally launched, and then you have to click on service token here. you have to click on add, and you just named it, let's say, uh, TurnoDBI token demo. You have to select the type, query service and admin service. We will discuss it later what it means. You have to select organization. If you haven't created any organization, then you can leave it blank. Then you have to select data sources, on which sources you want to give access uh, through this token. So you can select that data source like this, and then you have to if you want, you can set the expiry date and all of the things here, and then you can click on save. After clicking on save, uh, a token will be generated here, and you have to just copy this token, and you have to paste it here in the configuration file that you have configured, that you have copy pasted here. And in the same way, you have to also configure this like admin key here. We are selecting the admin service from here. So this is the whole flow, how you can set up the and after that you have to just save it, and you have to come back on your agent, which is this is the Cloud desktop agent. And yeah, you have to just restart it. So I have already configured, so I can show you the tools which we provided here. So here we can see the TurnoDBI query and TurnoDBI admin. These two MCPs are connected with this Cloud desktop. So yeah, now you have to just ask questions about your databases. Like firstly, let's say, is it able to recognize that is any databases are connected. So I can ask what is the databases connected, and yeah, it will just search. It will execute the uh, tool, and it gives me that these are the two data sources which is connected. Now, in same way, we can ask that what is the tables of NeonDB data sources, data source, and it just listed, and it will just list down all the tables of that data source. Yeah. So and you can ask any complex question about your database, and you can query that database easily. And to improve the accuracy, you have to generate the like descriptions of that databases table and column. So you can do those things also using the agent only. You can just ask that what is this product table, what exactly it contains, and so it will generate the description about that table, and also the columns inside that table. And so that AI agent can easily answer your complex question, and it will generate the complex SQLs so that it can query your databases easily. So this is the hands-on part. Now let's move on to the
Naveen, can you
yeah
show one thing, like how we can we execute any kind of uh, writing query, any execute query on that?
yeah yeah. So uh,
Also show how we can secure some tables in that. Can
yeah
we see the rows of that the tables which we have hidden?
no, we can't see the rows of the table which we have hidden. So to execute any query, we can ask, let's ask him to let's ask AI agent to ask any question. So what is the analytical questions that I can ask? So it will just list it down all the table column and all the tables, and based on that, it will categorize the different parts and different table. And yeah, it has given me the question. Now let's ask this question: what are the most expensive and cheapest product? So it will run the execute query thing here. It will uh, write the SQL and then execute on our database. And yeah, it's shown here the most expensive product, which is laptop, and the price. So this is the execution part, like the execute query part.
And
And
what happens if we try to insert any data? Can you show that?
uh, like in the table,
Yeah. Can you try that and see what happens? We want to see like how it can securely access the database. So using TurnoDBI, we can give the agent access to our database securely, correct?
yes.
We want to see that.
uh,
Or maybe try to query some table which is not allowed to be viewed to you.
okay, okay. So for that, let's say uh, yeah, so we have a field called private table selector. So I can add any table here. Let's say the product table of the data source. Now I am saving it. I have to also select the data source. Yeah, so now I am saving it. Now this table, which is uh, product products, which is private now. Now AI agent can't see that table. So let's ask it, uh, what is the tables of uh, yeah. So it just wait, yeah. And
Okay, try to query on that hidden table. Try to extract data from that hidden table.
what is the uh, so it is executing the query. Uh,
Okay, so we got one question from Carl that can it be used with Trino or Cassandra? Yeah. So right now we have added support for the particular databases like Postgres, MySQL, Oracle, and others. And the database that we require, Cassandra, that can be easily configured.
yeah. So there are 7 databases that we are providing, uh, which is like Postgres, MySQL, Snowflake, BigQuery, Oracle, and SQLite. So we can configure all of the databases using the same structure.
Yeah. So we have one more question by Nick. So he's saying, what volume can read and what volume can return? 50K, 100K, etc. The cost is built based on tokens, read and wrote, plot from the tables. If I understood your question correctly, so actually the AI agent here is Claude. That agent won't directly access your data. It will only write the queries. Okay, only write the secure queries because of DBI, and those queries will run on your database. So this, if you have millions of rows in your database, it doesn't matter because it will write that secure SQL and execute that on your database. Yeah, Naveen, continue.
Yeah. So yeah. Uh, these are the features of it. Like you can see all the foreign keys of the database. You can create the groups uh, with respect to column and table. So let's say you have created a group table selector. We have to come here. You have to just create a group, and you can give access to these permissions uh, to the people of that group, and then you can select the table and column, uh, so that this group, like the people of this group can see those table and column. And also in the same way you can also create group column selector. So yeah, so it will also work in that same way. Now there is a private table selector and private column selector. So when you add any database, like any table and column into that, then it will be hidden. And yeah, and in the same way, in the column selector, any table, any column that you select, that column will be hidden. So yeah, so let's uh, go back to the presentation.
Okay, Naveen, I will answer a few questions. So one question is, what is MCP? I think Naveen, you should answer it.
Yeah, so uh, I have already written this in this presentation. So it is a standard language for AI to system communication. So it basically provide tools so that AI agent don't have to write things. It directly use that tool and execute on your databases, and it can directly query those things. So we can say it is kind of like entry point for all AI requests, and which is authenticated and routed correctly.
So it is like a USB-C for the AI. So because in case of AI needs to access multiple tools. The tool can be like anything, like a calculator, a weather app, or anything like a secure access to the database like TurnoDBI. We want to start. So what this MCP has done is it standardized that part so that we can connect to any tool using it. Okay. So one more question is, in my understanding, even if we write a query to fetch 50K, 100K data, at the end the result data should be passed to LLM for analysis. Hence, we will consume tokens for 50K, 100K reports. Yeah. So this part we are handling in Turno AI. So when we are fetching some data from the database, we won't pass all that data to the agent directly. We will extract insight from that data and only then pass it to the agent. Okay. In case of Turno AI, we are already handling that part. So the Turno AI is able to analyze your data very efficiently. And one more question was, suppose how long will take response of 1 million table and give insight? It depends on what kind of insight we are trying to gather. Okay. So if it is very complex, it will take some time. Otherwise, because it is SQL and SQL is very efficient in querying millions of rows, that's why the analysis should be instant. But it will depend on what kind of analysis you are doing. If it requires joining multiple tables, columns, and multiple things, then it will take time.
Yes. Actually, the point with the adding 50K rows into the response so that we can analyze that, that is the part for agent, right? So it depends on how you build the agent. We are handling it, very, correctly in Turno AI, but it depends on agent to agent. If you are creating your custom agent, you can write your own logic for that. Okay, Naveen, we can move to how that Turno DBI works, right?
Okay. So let's move on to next part of the presentation. So this is the architecture of TurnoDBI. This is the overall flow, how it is interacting with the databases. So let's say user have some question like what is the uh, tables in my databases. So it goes to AI agent and you can query. So now AI agent will decide that which MCP and which tool I have to use to ask to answer user question about his database. So the user question is what is the table that my database says that my database contain. So it will pick the it will pick the right tool for that query. Then it will authenticate that that user have permission to execute the query on that database. And after that, if it required, then it will secure that call. Let's say if the user query has any SQL, then it will go through this SQL sealed engine, like a security engine, and it will see if the query is safe on the database. Like it does it contain the delete, update, table and column or not. If it will not contain, then it will go on the metadata layer. Then from there, in the metadata layer, we have the table columns of our database, and we have also generated the descriptions of the table and column. Now AI has enough information about our database, so it will generate a kind of quite good SQL. So and also now if SQL is generated, or let's say we have any tool call, So that will go into the database, and that is executed on our database. Now the AI agent have no access to see our rows in the different table and column. It just execute the query that we have. So it will execute that query only in the database, and which is completely safe, and it is shielded by SQL Shield, which so this is the overall flow of TurnoDBI. So yeah. So we have split MCP structure like the query server and admin server. So query server have only the read-only access for AI agent. Like if anybody want to see what is the table columns, what is the data sources, then he can then AI agent will use this query server to query the database. If uh, AI agent want to change something in our metadata, not the actual database, but in the metadata, then it will use the admin server tools for doing that. Like let's say if you want to rename some of the table and column which he thinks, which AI agent think has let's say any table and column has better name, and any table and column has to generate a better description, then we will use like AI agent will use that admin server.
So Naveen,
And yeah,
there is one question by Gaurav. Is it possible to configure only query MCP without admin MCP?
yeah. So here we have written this MCP configuration, right? So you just have to copy paste this part, the admin server, like the query server part, and you have to just only generate the query server, like query server token, and then you can only you are only configuring the query server there, not the admin server. So all the admin server powers has been disabled there. So yeah, you can so because it is splitted. Yeah. So now next part is security and access control. So I've already told you about how it will just block the SQL queries which has drop, delete, update, truncate, or uh, anything related to delete the database or modify the database on the actual date and on the actual database, on the actual table and column of the database. So it will automatically just ingest filter, so user only see their own rows within a shared table. So we have given here the table row filters. So you can use this, and yeah, you can perform that power. So it also translates generic SQL into a secure SQL. We are uh, we are just translating it, and it also permanently hide any sensitive table and column that will never exposed to AI. And so to configure TurnoDBI, uh, you can also configure TurnoDBI for different groups. If you have a organization and you have different group, let's say you have a team of finance group, and you have a team of support. Let's say you have a finance team and you have a support team. So you can configure two group, support team and finance team, and you can give only the table and column which is required to those groups, so that uh, those people have only access to those table and column of the entire database, and they can only query on them. Also, we have uh, yeah, we have query token and admin token. Query token has access to all the query specific tools, of MCP, and admin token has all the admin specific tools of MCP. So you can also integrate TurnoDBI like a Django project. So
Before
currently,
that, Naveen,
yeah,
yeah, before we go ahead, Naveen, I will answer a few questions.
okay.
The question is by Nick is consuming tokens for 10K, 50K, 100K records is not a financially catastrophic if there is not a safeguard. Yeah, it will be catastrophic, right? So that's why we have various controls in TurnoDBI as well as in Turno. In TurnoDBI, we can control the number of records that come from the as a result of the query using cursor. There is a standard thing called cursor in SQL. Using that, we can limit the number of records per page that we can see. Okay. One thing is that, and in Turno, which uses TurnoDBI for querying the database, it can also like control that parameter, and based on that, it can only see the data it needs, like only the data that it needs, only that will be visible to the agent. So these safeguards are there in Turno. And another question is how these tools can be used to work or document a database that doesn't have table relationship, but the tables have some business logic. For example, column name and data type. So this thing can be handled by Turno. So Turno can not only write SQL, it can also write Python code. And because of that, it has a very like it is very powerful tool to query your database. So it can based on your schema, it can also deduce the relationships between the table and columns, and using the Python code and the combination of SQL that it executes using TurnoDBI, it can handle that work. You can try it out on Turno.ai actually. So that's the same question is there, like how this works with JSON columns in PostgreSQL, for example, to query data for JSON objects. So by writing Python code, it can handle that. I am talking about Turno AI.
Yeah, I mean, the Turno DBI is actually for the databases, and we have Turno AI, which can handle the documents as well, right? The file systems and all of those things. And currently, we are working on the RAG part for Turno DBI so that you can use documents with RAG on the Turno DBI. Yeah, yeah, Naveen. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So the next part is like how we can integrate TurnoDBI as a Django plugin mode in our Django project. So we can do that easily. We just have to install this inside our environment, and we have to configure its path, and just we have to migrate the tables in our database. And yeah, you can directly just after that you can directly import different models and services of the TurnoDBI. So this way, your existing Django app uh, will like your existing Django app can now securely uh, can access AI, uh, like your Django app now can access databases easily, and you can also build custom agents and AI tools that can safely interact with your data using TurnoDBI inside your Django project. So TurnoDBI is open source. You can also contribute to it. You can improve its feature if something is not working, and if there is some problems. Also, you can integrate new features into it. So this is the repo of TurnoDBI. It is public. You can use this. You can go through the README file, understand how things are happening here if you want to develop some features and if you want to correct some of the things inside Turno DBI. So yeah, we
Okay.
have also
Sorry.
example. Yeah,
Sorry. Continue.
yeah. So uh, we have also example section here. Here we have written how you can create your own agents, your own custom agents, also using the frameworks which is already there. Using those methods also, you can create your own agents. So these all things are available here. You can just go through the readme file and understand the whole thing about it. So we have also uploaded this uh, uh, Turno DVI on the PyPy. So you can go through uh, on PyPy about Turno DVI, and you can just copy this and install it inside your uh, inside like in on your local or on inside your Django project. Yeah, that's it. If you
Okay.
have any question, then you can ask.
Hmm. So there's a question, right, which is, do we have control over data of table access provided in any group? For example, if I have given access to user table, for a given group, I want team to execute analytic query, but not the PII data, user, email, or contact. Yeah, okay. So how it works is that we have a formula, right? So the allowed tables or allowed columns, which is pretty simple, that total tables minus private tables plus group tables, right? So there are total tables which we have gotten from the database. Then we can use private table selector to remove the PII information for everyone, right? So anyone in the who are using this cannot see the PII information, right? And then we can add a group, let's say the HR group, right? Who need to use this PII information. We can add that table to the HR group. So the total tables minus the private table plus the group table, which is PII for HR group, right? So the HR group can use the PII tables, but anyone else cannot, right? So that you can create multiple groups and control the tables and columns. Also the row level filters are there. Okay. Any other questions regarding the Turno DBI?
There is a question from Mary. This is new to me. How can I use this to build marketing pipelines? So, would you like to answer that, Rohan?
Okay. Yeah, marketing pipeline, right? So for that, you should have a database, right, which have all the tables, right? And after connecting the Turno DBI with that database, you can create marketing pipelines by first of all adding the descriptions to the tables and columns. You can do it with using the admin panel, right? Admin, MCP, and you can just ask your agent that can you describe this table, right, using the columns and the sample rows, right? It will create description that will make agent easier to do the analysis. Then you can just create the scripts and write the queries for that, how many how many people have clicked on the ad, how many have the conversion, and you can calculate the conversion rate and all the analysis that are used in a marketing pipeline. You can do all of those things, and it will create a Python code for that, and you can save it for further use. That you should not generate it again and again, the Python code. You can save it, and in the future you can ask to run this Python code on your database.
We have also, Mary, in the past, we have held such webinars to show how you can use Turno for your marketing use cases. So, to quickly give everyone, Rohan, can you walk
Okay.
everybody through how they can set up their account on Turno AI?
Yes.
So, apart from using Turno in your terminal, there are multiple ways to use Turno. You can directly download our app, which we will be launching by next week. You can also directly go to Turno.ai, sign up, create an account, and connect your marketing, let's say Google Analytics data with Turno. And after that, you can just ask it any query on your data, right? How did your campaigns perform? How you can optimize them? What you can do better? It will tell you everything. So, just to give you an idea, can you also, Rohan, show how
Yeah.
to? Yeah.
Okay, so let me share my screen. It is visible, right?
Yes.
You can go on turn.ai, right? This is our website, and you can just go on the sign up, and you can sign up using your email, right? I have already logged in, right? And here you can create an organization. After creating an organization, you will get LLM credits, I think $10, right? And then you can add your database here, similarly like what you did in the past, right? In the Turno DBI, and then you can just ask queries over it, right? uh,
Yeah, so you can try Turno for free. There is $10 that you get for every sign up. So you can try, so that's 10 million tokens. And yeah, you can try a lot of queries, at least over 100 plus queries on Turno on any data set. As long as you have data set, you can efficiently use Turno. Even if you don't have data set, you can just ask Turno to fetch it from internet and it will do it for you.
Yes. So these are some of the previously done, analysis using Turno, right? This is funnel dropping, and this is campaign attribute RUI. So you can visit our website to know that how you can use it, to get an idea that what kind of questions you can ask, right? So these are the kind of questions, and these are the kind of results you can get through Turno AI, right? So you can see the FMCG solutions, ERP solutions, supply chain, marketing, and these are some only the example. You can do any kind of analytics using that, right? So yeah.
There's also another question from Nick about
Mhm.
how deep can the SQL nested query be?
Okay, okay.
So,
So
yeah, please answer.
okay. So there's no such limit, I would say, right? Because after giving the descriptions and also inferring the foreign keys, it can do easily. Because for yes, sorry.
Yeah, yeah, continue.
Yeah, so most of our clients who are with us are having a very complex data, database, because they have possessed multiple organizations within their tenure, right? So the data is very messy, but we can do the analysis for them, and it can do, nested SQL. Also, it can use Python for that, because if it is not able to do the nested SQL, it will do it in parts and save it as a data frame, pandas data frame, right? To analyze the whole, your to fulfill your request. Yeah.
Yeah. So actually what happens inside the Turno DBI is we have this translation engine which translates your SQL, the SQL that is generated SQL by the agent. It will convert that SQL into a tree. Okay. Then it will walk through the tree, and then based on the permissions, it will only keep the tables and columns that are required. So actually there is no limit to the number of tables or columns or the joins that it can handle. Okay. So our translation engine that is inside the Turno DBI, it handles that part. One more question was, how are you going to make it scalable? Yeah. Uh, I think the question is regarding that. Yeah. So because Turno DBI is regarding this, it provides security to your database. Okay. And it generates the secure SQL. It only translates that part, only translating the SQL into a secure one. Okay. So it is already scalable.
Yeah. So there's a question, do we have data masking before handling over to LLM, such as product ID? So yeah, we have public names, right, for tables and columns as well. So you can change the public name or column name, or you can ask the agent itself using the admin, MCP of TurnoDBI. It can generate, what we say, clean and proper name for that table or column, and you can just hand over the public name to the LLM. You will not showing your schema to the LLM. Okay.
I think we can give the permission to the participants to speak also.
Mhm. Okay. Gajendra, can you help me giving the permission?
Yes, yes. So, yeah, Kumar, you are allowed to talk. If you have any detailed question, you can feel free to ask them right away.
Hi. Thanks. I just wanted to understand that are we doing any data masking before handing the data to the LLM?
Yeah.
Because I may not want to expose my user PI data or actual product IDs, right?
Yeah. So one of the way is by doing the Turno DBI's admin panel only, but it will give the schema for the first time. But if you do not want to give for any number of time, then you can just go on to the Django admin, and you can change the names, the public names for the tables and columns by yourself. Okay, so by masking we are only having the public names, and then by changing that you will be handing over the public name to the LLM and not the actual name of the database.
Uh, I'm sorry, Ron, but I understand that the product is, able to secure the schema. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
But my question was for actual data. Product ID, I can rename to public name saying,
Okay.
something,
The
base
data
ID.
from, yeah, data
Yeah.
from the okay. Yeah, so we are we are working on that to, so that we can hash that data from any table or the column, right? So we are working on that. Right now we don't have that.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks for that clarification.
Yeah.
So sorry to bother you.
No, actually, I was not able to understand that. Yeah, sorry.
Thanks. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, the table masking rules are stored in the Django models. You can see that in the admin Django admin.
There's a question from Carl. Right. I hope Mason also had a similar question. I hope Mason's question has also been answered. But Carl has asked how to work with databases that have migrations. Maybe he has migration issues, and so how does DynamoDB help with the schema migration and schema drift issues? Yes. So maybe Naveen can answer this better. Yeah. Naveen Akode, anybody wants to take this up? Naveen, you're on mute.
Yeah. So, like, let's say if any table and column having any issue, then we are just dropping that table and column into the metadata.
Yeah. So in that case, you can simply refresh the schema using that data source option in the admin interface, and it will just fetch the new schema. Okay. So after the migration, suppose the table name is changed to something else, then that we will fetch that data and change that data in the admin itself.
Yeah, and also like there is a tool called sync metadata. So you can just ask LLM to sync the data, like sync the metadata of your actual data, and then it will sync that, and all the new table and column that has been came into your database will appear in your MDB also.
Okay. Yeah, these are pretty good questions. Do we have any other questions over the DBI? Okay, yeah. I think we can wrap this webinar right here. Okay, there is a question. Okay, so yeah, Nick, so actually it does not convert SQL to Python and DF, right? It use the SQL to get the data from it, but if it needs that the result of the SQL should be contained somewhere for further analysis, it will use Python to store it in a pandas data frame, right? And if it does not, yo, what? Okay. Yeah, if it does not understand that the data cannot be used or should not be used in further queries, it will just show you the data in text format, right? And yeah, so we are not converting the SQL, we are just storing the data from that in DF for further use.
Mm. Yeah. So the DynamoDB's only task is to write secure SQL. Okay. And the part where the Python code is required, that is handled by your agent. That agent can be anything, whether it is Turno's agent, the agent which we have built, or the public agent like Claude, Cursor, VS Code, anything. They have their own agents. So they can write the Python code. They can use DynamoDB only for the SQL to write the SQL securely. Mm. Yeah. The question by Gaurav was very interesting. Like, do we mask the actual data? Yeah. We actually were thinking about that, providing that functionality, that feature. And I think in the future version, we will have that.
Okay, then we can wrap up this webinar here. Thank you for joining everyone, and do use the Turno DBI. And if you do not have any agent, so you can use the Turno AI for now as a agent. You can visit our website, and thank you for joining. Yeah.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, thanks,
Thank
everyone.
you so much. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.